Well, here we are again in the Sorento, and let me tell you, I am excited to check this out. This is the 2021 Sorento. This is the S model, so I don't get all the bells and whistles, but I'm really enjoying my drive in this model. And let me tell you, they improved just the right things. Last time I was in a Sorento was a 2020 model, just a few short months ago, and I was very familiar with that interior. Now with the 2021, they made huge improvements for the driver. In fact, they gave the driver about 4 additional inches of legroom for one, and for two, they just made the interior much better to touch. It's easier to reach everything. It's easier to get to whatever you need. Unfortunately, this model doesn't have the really cool blind spot mirror in the dashboard, which would be pretty neat, but I'm okay with it. Now, as for how it stands on its own 4 wheels, consider me impressed. It drives smooth and quiet, and the previous models, they had a V6 option, which I thought there's no way you could get away from. But with the 4-cylinder, I feel like there's nothing lacking. Now, unless you were pulling a trailer or had a big carrier on the roof, even full of kids, this thing pulled no problem. Now my only question is, does it fit the fam? I'm Mr. Bram, and these are my 3 kids. Join us in our journey to find the best SUV to fit the fam. I want to thank Sands Kia in Surprise for loaning me the vehicle for today's video. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, check out sandskia.com. They have a huge selection and an amazing staff to help you. Mention Fit the Fam for the best deal on your new Kia. The 2021 Sorento, they actually increased the distance between the first and second row. So what you end up with is a lot more room to install that infant car seat. Also, that additional room allows me to sit back comfortably without really having to adjust my seat very much, even though there's an infant seat behind me. The other advantage is inevitably your child's going to be asleep when you get to your destination because the Sorento rides very nicely. So you can remove the child seat without having to worry about waking a sleeping child. Now, some parents prefer to use the center position in that second row, and in fact, I'm one of those parents as well. I feel like that's the safest spot for my infant seat. The problem is in the Sorento, they only put the latch system in the 2 outboard positions. What you run into is your inability to fold down either side of your 60-40 split. Also, you may have to have an extended belt on your car seat to make sure that it can actually reach both sides of the latch. Entry into the Sorento is about the same as the previous model, which is to say very easy for kids in a booster. Unfortunately, the latch is not mounted stationary, so buckling does take a couple of tries the first time. Now in this new Sorento, they did in fact add a little bit of space between the second and third row, so your kids get a little bit extra room. The problem is they didn't make it any wider, at least in the S model that we're driving here today. It is a 3-row across the center and then 2 seats in the back. And I can't put 2 seats in this center row and still allow for this seat to fold down. So what I ended up doing is putting 2 of my seats in the far back and then put 1 child over on the side here. Now the good news is, as you can see, my son, even though he's kind of little, he can get in no problem all by himself. Also, when my girls get in, this has an electric seat in this model, and so this seat just folds forward, slides up, makes it very easy for them to get in. The only issue being that my daughter in the 3rd row is probably going to outgrow that car seat 3rd row combination pretty quick, or move her up to the 2nd row and move my son to the back, which is completely viable solution because my son can now soon buckle himself most of the time. The other nice thing is that there's charge ports for almost every single kid in this car. They're all over and they're charge only, no data, so you don't have to worry about them running your music or changing anything when they plug in. Now, there's only one challenge I'm running into back here, and that's about the durability of these rear vents. Check them out. They're designed beautifully, but I'm not sure about the durability. They feel fine, but a few kicks of a child's feet and I'm worried that they might break. So we're looking at the S model today. The S does not have a power liftgate. You have to move up to the SX, which is the next level up from here. So we just easily grab the handle and pop it open. And you get 12 cubic feet with the third row up. That's right, 12. It's enough for, honestly, a decent shopping trip, but I wouldn't call this spacious. In fact, with the jogger in here, I'm not even confident I can close this tailgate. I mean, we'll try because, well, you want to see that, right? Just enough space. But watch it when you open it. Now, the nice thing that Kia did continue with is this single pull fold down third row. You just pull it once and then push it down. It's really nice because it's convenient if you only have one hand at the time, as long as your second row is not reclined too far. With the third row folded down, you can really fit whatever you want. But what's nice is they even included a little secret compartment underneath the tailgate here. This compartment holds triple duty. Not only does it have all your tire tools, it can also hold the cargo cover if it's equipped. And at about 7 inches deep, you can keep all your emergency needs down there. Also, if you require additional space, you can fold down the second row with a push of a button. The 2021 Kia Sorento has made the upgrades that it really needed to keep up with the more modern competition. On the outside, it is a sharp design that Kia calls its tiger face, which happens to include a tail, as you can see here. Now, once inside, all the great features make this one of the most reasonably priced urban-sized SUVs on the market. Hey, thank you so much for checking out Fit the Fam today. If this was helpful at all, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe icon right over here. And if you're continuing to shop, over here is a vehicle that's comparable to the one we just reviewed. Again, thank you so much. I'm very fortunate to be able to make videos for you, our Fit the Fam family. Have a good one.